What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having a very happy Mother's Day. A very happy Mother's Day, of course, to all the mothers out there, but I hope all of you are enjoying the day also. And if you're kicking back, trying to relax, enjoy some Eagles talk, well, I appreciate you tuning in. If you are like me and suffering from Sixers loss as well, I'm here to try to pretend that didn't just happen. So I actually misspoke yesterday. And of course, I shouldn't have tried to do it as quick as I did before I got. And look, I told you it was a busy weekend. So I was going to try to provide you some information. And I don't know why, but I had Nolan Smith. For some reason, I included his cap hit in the one thing. So it messed me up. I was wondering why I had $1 million extra, because we've been talking about this for a while now. And we've had it at 13.5 mil. And well, that you'll see here when I make this correction, what the cap is and what's going on here. But I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Hope you're having yourselves a fantastic night. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about here quickly. If you have any questions, any kind of comments here, let me know. But want to go over these rookie cap hits and the other notable salary cap hits. And I'll tell you, in my error, how I was still able to come up with that number. And you can see what I'm doing here and how I have these numbers. So the key here is we have the rookie cap hits. What, each, wherever they're selected, whatever player, whatever team, they have a cap hit. And we talked about the Eagles before the draft. If we select here, this is what it'll look like. Now, obviously, we made some trades, moved around, but we talk about only a certain amount of players will actually affect the Eagles salary cap because of the fact that, only the top 51 players on the roster will affect the cap. So the largest, the top 51 salary cap hits are what make up your salary cap. So only 4 of our draft picks will be actually affecting the Eagles salary cap. So we know Jalen Carter. For some reason yesterday, I had Nolan Smith in there. So I want to show you here. This is, if you were to look at the Eagles salary cap right now, it would look like $14.8 million. We signed Jalen Carter, so we know his cap hit. These are all the rest of the guys that we re-signed, restructured, extended, all of that great stuff. These are all of their cap hits in here. And you see 14.8, that's great. But we still have some of those rookies left to sign. So yesterday I showed you this, but this is actually when we were talking about Dan Arnold's cap hit. This is actually how it goes. I do not know why I left off Nolan Smith, but I guess I'm just assuming he's signing here. But look, his cap hit. So it's 2.18. I brought it back. And Tyler Steen and Sidney Brown's cap hits as well. So we add those together. You see $4.2 million. Now, we're not subtracting that from the salary cap. What we're doing is we're taking those bottom 3 guys. We talk about, those draft picks right here are the ones with large enough cap hits that they will actually affect the cap. So you take those bottom 3 guys on the top 51 and you add those numbers together. And I did that math for you, and you see 2.9. So you're subtracting that 2.9 from that 4.2, and you see that this is what you actually need. 1.35 mil is what you're subtracting from the salary cap. That's what it's going to cost once we sign these 3 draft picks. So we know Dan Arnold's numbers. You just saw that. So again, you're taking that 1.3 mil and you're subtracting it from that $14.8 million. So yesterday, I clearly was telling you that Nolan Smith, apparently he was signed, but that did not happen yet. So I unfortunately gave you the wrong number there. I think it was like 14.6. And I even said, I'm like, that is not right. And I looked, I'm like, yeah, my math's right. Yeah, the math was right. Unfortunately, I didn't include Nolan Smith. So my apologies there. But let's take a look at what it is now that I've got it in. And we talked about this recently when it was at 13.5, right? It was a little bit over 13.5. But I said, with Dan Arnold going on the books, you have to realize, yeah, he'll maybe cost 1 to 1.5 mil. He costs 1.04. That's his cap hit. That's nothing. But that's not even what you're subtracting from the cap. He too is replacing somebody. So it really didn't affect it that much. So we're still damn close to 13.5. But you see here, it is $13,455,613. So we've still got a lot to play with. And as you can see with this graphic here, I added in, you can see the names in green. Those are the rookies. So I put Nolan Smith's cap hit, Tyler Steen, and Sidney Brown in there, and I replaced them by doing that math that I just showed you there. That is how that works. And you can see what the Eagles have in cap space. So I know a lot of people are still talking about, man, we need a safety. Oh, we really need a linebacker. Now, I don't necessarily feel that way. I've talked about it. I think Nolan Smith will be able to help as an off-ball linebacker at times as well. I think, there are guys out there in free agency maybe they could add, but we talked about that during the free agency show. And, there are safeties, but I mean, if they want to trade for somebody and they really want to go back and win this trophy, they could definitely do that. They want to add a Budda Baker, a Patrick Queen, maybe, Devin White. I know people talk about all of those things are very possible. So you see right there, $13.4 million. That is a lot of cap space. Now, you want to usually have a little bit just in case an injury happens in the season. You got some money to play with. You can do some things. You want to make a midseason trade, whatever it may be. Now, you don't have to hold on to this money. You could always do midseason things, move money around, try to create space if you needed. But that's a good amount of money. That's just to tell you that all those people we talked about during that trade show, we still have enough money. Dan Arnold didn't do anything. These rookies are not going to do any kind of damage where, we can't still do any of these moves. So the Eagles have cap space. We've had cap space, and they continue to just find ways to create more. And I love effing Howie Roseman here. Heard Steen, Edmonds, and Sidney getting first team reps. Well, look, we talked about Sidney will get first team reps. Reed will get first team reps. Terrell will get first team reps. All those guys will be competing throughout this whole offseason. Tyler Steen, he was at rookie minicamp. That's the only thing that's happened so far. So nobody is getting any reps over anybody, but those guys will get first team reps because we need to find out who's winning the job. Now, I've told you, I think Tyler Steen's going to win that right guard job. And I've seen other people starting to echo that now because, look, when I hear praise from Jeff Stoutland, that's good to me. That's all I need to hear. That dude is the wizard there on the offensive line. So I trust him. If he loves the kid, thinks he's going to be, and I told you, he compared him to a certain right guard that I would be perfectly fine with him turning out that way. So very excited about Steen. But you guys know how much I wanted Sidney Brown in this draft. So I think Sidney's going to push, regardless of Reed and Terrell, whoever's starting. I think, we're going to have schemes where we have three safeties out there, and you're going to have a lot of places for Sidney Brown. That is why I was so adamant about drafting him, because of the fact that you can line him up all over the place. He did it in, Illinois. He was lined up all over the ball. And it's not just, that dime linebacker thing that we talked about that was intriguing about him, safety, corner, all those things where this kid is a versatile defensive back, and I'm very excited about his future. So I think where people talk about you need to have a safety, you need to have a linebacker. I think that, even at linebacker, you got Dean and Morrow, and Nolan Smith's going to be playing some off ball. Sean Bradley, going to be trying to compete for some reps. Christian Ellis. So you've got guys competing there. I don't think it's dire need. So if we go into the season with this, it's not, oh my God, what are we doing? But if you want to add somebody, I'm not against it. But look, that's exactly what I talked about, Justin. And a lot of people gave me slack. Oh, why are you putting him at right guard? And it's like, well, dude, Cam Jurgens is not, that size that they love. And it was the media saying that, oh, he's the right guard now. And it's like, I think we're going to draft somebody. And I told you, that my source, literally, the biggest stuff I get is from the offensive line. The offensive line. So when we're talking about Tyler Steen, I asked him what are you hearing here? And he said, Stout loves him, thinks he's dude. So you guys heard it on that show. You know that I'm adamant about him winning that job. I'm all about it. Let's effing go. Hope you're doing well, Justin. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. But look, it's Jeff Stoutland we're talking about here. So if he likes him, he wants him in the room, he thinks he could be a right guard, I'm all aboard that train, man. I love all of our draft picks. I think we're, even the last one, Moro Ojomo. Now, Tanner McKee, it's whatever. We're always going to take a random ass quarterback now, as long as it's not, anywhere stupid. It's just, that's fine. Let them develop him. If he turns out well, you trade him. Great. But you have Marcus Mariota here as the backup. You've got, Ian Book going to compete with him. So that's fine. They wanted to bring him in. But you got Ojomo there, the last pick. I loved it. I loved, Kaylee Ringo on day 3. I think that this team made some great additions here. And obviously the first couple days I'm very ecstatic about. So a lot of competition here. But if they want to make any moves, they want to do anything, they can. And I'll show you the future cap space. If they do trade for someone, they want to give them some of those demo years. Just because we extend Jalen Hurts does not mean we don't have money. A lot of people try to spin that narrative, fans of other teams, oh, you guys are screwed. And it's like, no, we already have Howie Roseman here at GM working his magic, and those restructures and things will go into place. And the salary cap will go up. I've heard it could go up to maybe 30 million next year. And you talk about, all kinds of moves are going to be made throughout the season. Things are going to change, but that's just to let you know, Eagles can do whatever the hell they want. They want to trade for someone, extend them, move that money around. They can do just that. And again, one last time, you can see what cap space we really have to work with. And they know that this is the number they know that they're working with because of the fact that they're going to sign Nolan Smith, Tyler Steen, and Sidney Brown. As you can see, added in there. They've already got Jalen Carter signed. So let's effing go. And I think they'll probably get that done this week. So no need to fret there. Very excited about this all season. I think it has gone so damn well. I couldn't be happier. Free agency, the draft, we talked about, we were going to lose people in free agency, but we had a lot of young guys stepping up. We have a lot of people we're adding here. So I feel great about it. The draft, fantastic. So Howie, he's never done. So all about it. And yeah, quarterback factory. I hear you, dude. It is always something. But I think, that's fine. You want to pay attention to that. It's the most important position. So I'm all about it. But look, I think that they'll try to work their magic, and we'll figure out what happens with them. I think it'll be much better than some of these other guys we've gotten. But I'm happy we got Jalen Hurts when we did. That's for sure. But look, you got to have, a healthy quarterback. You got to have a good, healthy backup quarterback. You got to, no matter what, it doesn't matter. This team is going to put emphasis on the quarterback position, and that's what smart teams do. And that's why we've been in the Super Bowl the last, 2 times the last 5 years. And I really think that that was brutal. And this year we're going back and we're going to win it. So all about that. But I hope you're all having a great day. Still got some things to do, but I wanted to correct that, show you what the actual number is. So we're still on track for having around $13.5 million in cap space. So just $1 million off there. Sorry, Nolan. Didn't mean to do that to you, but yeah, you just take that $2.5 million there for him, replace it. So yes, you saw that. If you have any questions about how that works, but the math's still the same. All that's the same. As long as you don't leave anyone out, you'll get the number. But if you have any questions on how to do that, please let me know. If you enjoyed the content, do me a favor, hit that like button. You can always subscribe down below. It truly does help this channel grow, and I can't thank you enough. We're almost to 2,000. Holy hell. You guys are awesome. So thank you so much. Hope you're all having a very happy day and a happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. And as I've said before, I'm not sure if this day we're supposed to say all the fathers playing the mother's role and all that. No, I'm just busting your balls. But ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a great rest of your day. Mom, if you're watching this, I love you. Happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to my beautiful woman, my sister, my sister-in-law, and everyone else in my family, and all of you out there watching. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you very much, my man, and appreciate you tuning in. Going to continue providing content this week. We're going to be breaking down the defense, going to provide graphics of what the even fronts will look like with nickel, without, showing you how it will look with where they're lined up. I'll explain some of the names you're going to hear some of these people called. So once again, like last year, explaining the Sam, the Will, the Jack, the Mike, the every single thing you want to know about a defense, and a lot of similarities going on here in that Fangio style when we were trying to figure out what Gannon was going to run. Then we saw what he was going to run, talked about it last year. So this year, we're going to talk what is similar, well, what's a lot different, why I think this guy's going to be more aggressive, more what Philly needs. I think not the blitzing necessarily, but just getting pressure, knowing when to do certain things. And I'm very excited about it. So look, you can go check out that trade show I made. That is under Show Me the Money, the playlist on my YouTube, and talked about 25 FM players that are out there on the trade market that the Eagles could trade for. Talked about some of those linebackers, their safeties. There's definitely positions that, look, if the Eagles want to upgrade, get a kick returner, maybe they go after Cordero Patterson. I talked about everything your heart could desire because I wanted to put it together because so many of you have so many different players or things on your mind. So I went out, got all the contract details for all of those players, showed you how the Eagles could make it work. So go check that out. If you have any comments, questions on that, let me know. But that is all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've had a wonderful day. Until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Happy Mother's Day. Stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me, chat. Go Birds!